Hi, welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. Yes, I have no makeup on and my bangs are freaking wild. They've been out of control. That's a whole different story, but I'm gonna show you my Spoiled Lips cosmetic by monthly subscription. This is my first month receiving it, and I am going to try it on with you and do a little chatty get ready with me. I'm gonna do a full get ready. Hopefully that's okay. But if you're only here to see what I got, then you don't have to watch the whole video. So, came in a bag like this, which I don't like. I don't think it's wise to ship palettes in just a envelope, but they also put the palette in a very cushy, you know, bubble wrap thingy. I will pop up the price up here because I forgot what it is, and it's every other month. Kristen Beauty Beatdown gets these, and every time I see their palette collection from Spoiled Lips, I get really big FOMO. I love their packaging, I like their formula, and oftentimes their palettes just make me feel kind of happy. So I decided to go ahead and get the subscription and try it out and just kind of give it a go. Now, it comes with 3 lippies and a palette. I'm not a big fan of the Spoiled Lips lippies, at least from what I remember. So I have 3 lippies from them now. I'm hoping that maybe the formula has changed, or maybe my ideas on the formula has changed. But anyways, let's just stop chatting because this is going to be a really long freaking video. It came with 3 lippies, like I was saying. One color is Teddy. Next color is called Scarlet. And the next color is called Smoky. One's like a grayish color. I'm not sure it was showing up right on camera. I like the colors that they sent, but it was their formula that I didn't really like. Now, this is the palette. I like this packaging. And then I think this color story is beautiful. Red and smoky, and I love it. I will say that if you don't like pressed glitter, Spoiled Lips Cosmetics wouldn't be for you because they always have pressed glitters in their palette. Like, I think like 90% of the time, maybe even always. I don't know. The only palette that I think I remember seeing without a pressed glitter was the collab with, what's her face? I should know her name because I like her style and watch her sometimes. She mostly just does reels and stuff. Okay. Sydney something or other. Anyways, today I wanted to talk about my piercings and kind of a little story, I guess. We're gonna try this out. This is new for me. I suck at telling stories. I mean, I've told stories here, but I don't know. Anyways, I have a lot of piercings. I had a lot more, and I've gone through multiple piercings, like, you know, that I've taken out and have tried new ones, and you know, I'm looking for my brushes, gosh. But when I was younger, I had a lot of piercings. You know, I had my nape done in a triangle. I had 2 napes, a longer bar, a shorter bar, and then a dermal. You know, I have a dermal here, but I had multiple dermals up here. I had 2 small surface bars here. You may see them sometimes when you're up close and wonder what those little holes are or why shadow isn't like forming there. I had my brow done. I had my little braid done. I had a vertical lip at one point. So I've had a lot of piercings, and I also have my nipples done. But yeah, so when I was pregnant with my first child, I was too young. Okay, I was 18, and I was living in poverty. I was living, I mean, like, I was living within our budget range of, you know, what we had, and I've been on my own since 16. Anyways, I had a single wide trailer, but it was in a very, very, very bad park. Like it was a very, very bad neighborhood. But my trailer, like, it wasn't like one on wheels. I'm not talking, you know, it's like one on, you know, with skirting around it and stuff. I don't know. But yeah, so it was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and we fixed it up. I mean, it was all hardwood floor. The only thing that wasn't like really updated was the cabinets and stuff, because I couldn't afford that. But we had brand new flooring, a stand-in shower that was updated in the master bathroom. We had redone all the plumbing. Like, I mean, it was a not like super fancy or anything, right? But it was an okay shape on the inside. On the outside, you know, it has, you know, it wasn't T111. It was, you know, the metal siding, and it was the 70s trailer in a really bad neighborhood. But okay. So I was pregnant, and I was very excited, and, you know, I had a nursery all set up with everything I needed and more, because I was a first-time parent. So I bought a lot of stuff, far more than I ever needed. And I had a playroom because it was a 3-bedroom, and we didn't have, you know, any reason not to have a playroom and a nursery. And I had baby proofed everything, and because I was a new young mother, I wanted to get educated, and I was reading and buying books and you know, doing what I thought I needed to do to sort of prepare to bring a child into the world. Now, the where I live, they had this like nurse person provided by like the state, who was supposed to help support new mothers. It was through like DHS or whatever, to help support new mothers. And I signed up, and I was ecstatic to have somebody come and talk to me about birthing and about raising an infant. And yeah, I was really excited for that. And I don't know, I had this lady, you know, scheduled to show up. And when she showed up to my house, it's summertime, she looked at me and told me that if she went into my house and it was gross or not a safe living space, that she was a mandatory reporter. That was my introduction to her. And I think that if I was like living in like low income apartments or like a better neighborhood or whatever, this lady is supposed to be helping low income first time moms. It wasn't like she wasn't used to low income moms. Like, and so I got scared, and I felt really judged. And so she's like, how about we just sit outside today? And I had like a round glass umbrella like table with chairs, you know, and so we sat outside. And she started questioning me about my piercings and was like, do you have other things pierced that aren't visible, like your genitals? And like I was like really really scared. I was like, oh man, this lady hasn't even been into my house, which I wasn't much, but I took pride in it and I did everything I could to make it a living space, you know? And then she was judging me off of my piercings, and I was like, first time mom, I was already scared of CPS, like, even though I wasn't like a drug addict or like, you know what I mean? Like, I lived in a low income neighborhood, so I saw CPS rip kids all the time. And I was fucking terrified, you guys. Terrified. So I like just sat there with this lady judging me. And then this kid, this, you know, she was 4, and this isn't uncommon in that neighborhood. Like I said, it was a low income neighborhood, and I was always helping the kids out. I was a safe person for these kids that weren't being taken care of. And so I fed a lot of neighborhood kids and watched these neighborhood kids that weren't mine. And yeah, so this, you know, one of the little girls that lived there did her daily lunch trip to my house. She's like, hi, you know, I'm hungry today. What you got for me? So I was like, told the lady, I'll be right back. I gotta go get her lunch. And so I went back in my house, and, you know, I was poor. I didn't have a lot of money, and they actually had disqualified me from food stamps because I quit working because I was riding my bike 5 miles to work, and that was just to get there. And I was struggling being pregnant, and yeah, so I had to quit my job, and my caseworker had actually quit my food stamps because I was trash to her, basically. And that's what she said, which that lady did end up getting fired when I went back in after having my kid. She wasn't there that day, and I saw a different caseworker, and he's like, you never should have had your food stamps disqualified. I cannot believe that this is happening to you. Like, and I'm almost crying because like we didn't have a lot of food, and like it was really fucking hard. Anyways, so that caseworker was really kind and helpful and whatnot. Like, I don't know why I'm crying. This happened like so many years ago, but you know, that caseworker really made me feel like trash for the decision that I had made. And my partner was working, but yeah, we had a one car and like could barely even, you know, it just, anyways, that's a totally different story. So I made, you know, the cup of noodles and the apple, grabbed the apple for the little girl and brought it out and gave it to her. And I was like, okay, you know, for lunch or for dinner, you know, I'm having turkey sandwiches, and as always, you're welcome to stop by and I'll make you a turkey sandwich if that sounds good. And, you know, the little girl thanked me and walked away. And this lady, this nurse lady, was just like, and I'm like, yeah, I feed the neighborhood kids a lot. I don't have a lot to feed them, and I, you know, go to local food banks and stuff to try to at least be able to feed myself and feed them. And it's really common here that these kids aren't being taken care of, and it breaks my heart. And so I try to help the kids. I'm gonna go into this. I don't know if I showed you what I was doing, and there's no names on this palette, by the way. But you know, and this lady is just like appalled, and I'm like, you know, it's, I couldn't quite figure out if she was just shocked that I was helping this kid, or if she was shocked at seeing like the poverty. But like, she knew what neighborhood she was in, and she judged me right off the bat for the neighborhood I was in. And like, I don't know. And so I started getting really nervous, even more nervous. This lady has already told me if she went into my house and it wasn't okay, like, she would report me, and she was already judging me for my piercings. And then now I'm feeding this kid, and like, I just kind of looked at her and I was like, I report these families when I notice that children are in harm's way. Like, I do call CPS. I do report these families in hopes that maybe they can get some help or whatever. Like, I understand the severity of these things. I'm not downplaying these things, but a lot of times, you know, either they get stripped and they get put back in the house, or the CPS comes and doesn't do anything. And so I just do my best. And, you know, this lady's just judging me. I don't know. It was really terrible. It was a really, really, really bad, scary experience for me. And so this, you know, lady who was supposed to be teaching me and making me excited about having a newborn and educating me and stuff was not. And when she left, like, I just broke down, and I took out all of my piercings except for a couple in my ear, because I was like, God, I live in a low income neighborhood. I'm low income. I'm a young first time mother. Like, I have been judged by my caseworker. I have been judged by this, you know, nurse lady, this Lane County nurse lady who is supposed to be helping me. I am in trouble. Like, I'm a target. I'm a fucking walking target, and they want my child. And so I was like, I have to take out my piercings because I want to appear, I guess, cleaner, or less of a trashy person that these people had made me feel like. So that was just a very, very traumatizing experience. And of course, because I was low income and everything, I was doing WIC, women, infant, and children, you know, and they give you like vouchers for food and, you know, certain food. And I went to WIC, and they were advertising for birth to 3. And some of the birth to 3 workers were there, and they seemed really kind. And like, again, I was a first time mom, and I really wanted to make sure that I was a good mom. Like, I wanted to try and be prepared and try and be, you know, a good mother. And I was reading and stuff, but I felt like a worker would be nice, and I took the risk again. I'm gonna go into this to allow a worker into my house. And this worker showed up, and she was kind and nice and didn't make me feel uncomfortable. And at this point, I had just had my baby, because she was supposed to be there, you know, from birth to 3 to, help with the newborn and toddler, not to help me with my pregnancy like the other lady was supposed to be doing. And my experience was amazing, and we finished our whole 3 years with her, which was really hard because after getting to know this lady for 3 years, she was just gone. But during this time, I had already been to college. I went to college at 16. That's a whole different story. But when I had gone to college, I didn't know what I wanted to do. And so I did a lot of bouncing around in classes. And when I had my experience with birth to 3, I decided, and the experience with that really shitty Lynn County nurse lady, I decided that I wanted to go to school to do something like that. I wanted to work with low-income families, and I wanted to help them educate themselves to do with their kids, and to be a good influence. And I wanted that, so I started going back to college, and that's what I was going to school for, was early childhood education, to be able to do that. And I made it a year and a half through that 2-year degree, which is what I needed for birth to 3 and or Head Start, because I was also interested in Head Start. And a year and a half into my, getting that degree, which they were the easiest classes for me. Early childhood education was for me. It just clicked, and it was exciting, and I absolutely loved it. I got a letter in the mail from student loans, and the student loans was like, you're too far from your degree. We've let you borrow too much money. You will not receive any more student loans. And FAFSA won't give me any, because I still qualify for like a little bit, like $3,000 or something of like the scholarships or whatever. But they wouldn't give me the rest of that either. And so I had to quit college, so close to getting my, associates, my 2-year that I needed to be able to do that. Yeah, I have over 100 college credits, about 3 years worth of schooling, or 2 years, I don't know. And I'm in major debt from student loans, and I had that. I kind of felt like I was stripped of that. And like, I started college at 16, and then again, I was really young. I didn't know how that system worked. I had no idea that they could take that money from me, or that there was a limit. I thought that as long as I was passing my classes, that I would be able to keep going to school, and that wasn't the case. So yeah, that was my experience as a low income, and I'm still low income. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, I'm not like where I was, but I'm not, I'm not like I have 3 kids, like, but it's one of those things. I now have my piercings back because I'm obviously confident enough. I have more tattoos now too, to accept the judgments that I will get from, the way that I appear. But yeah, I just kind of don't know why I'm telling you this story. I guess I want to talk about my piercings, but just like people really need to not judge people so quickly by their status or their piercings or, you know, whatever. I'm not a perfect mom. I've made lots of mistakes, and I try, you know, when I make mistakes, I tell my kids I'm sorry. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I was really upset. Like, I maybe shouldn't have yelled. You know, and I try really, really, really hard to be a good parent, and I wanted to be a good mom, and I was trying to do everything that I could to educate myself and get the knowledge that I needed to be a good parent. And this, you know, I was just judged. We went through 4 pediatricians. We were treated very badly by pediatricians. Low income, young mother. And I remember always going back to, you know, my birth to 3 lady, like, in tears, like, this is what happened at my pediatrician office, and I don't understand. Like, I feel like everybody is just out to get me, and that I'm not supposed to be raising my kid, and, you know, and these people are just judging me, you know. One of them judged me because I was a cigarette smoker. And, you know, she didn't like that. And another lady, I had gotten a new onesie, like a fuzzy pajamas, you know, and I had washed it, but it still created a, like, the fuzzy stuff coming off, and I didn't notice, and it was the first time my kid had worn the fuzzy pajamas, and I had taken her to the appointment, and, you know, they do a physical check, and when, you know, when we took the sleeper off, she had a little bit of fuzzies in her armpit, and I was torn apart by the pediatrician. I'm like, I give my child daily, you know, baths, you know, I change her clothes all the time. This is a new onesie. Like, I'm not neglecting my child, like, and, like, I had to defend myself. And so, like, I lived for, really, honestly, the first 5 years of parenthood, and that includes after having my other child, out of fear that, like, somebody was gonna try and come and take my kids. And finally, I did find a pediatrician who we've had now for like 10 years, and she's amazing and never made me feel like that. But yeah, it was traumatizing. It was so traumatizing to me. I don't know. Yeah, how can you set up a low-income family for success if you're just going to immediately dismiss them, and basically you're guilty until you're proven innocent, I guess, or you're proven to be a bad parent until not? I don't know. Yeah. My OBGYN wasn't like that. She was very kind. She actually birthed all 3 of my children, and for my for my last one, she wasn't even working that day, but she's like, no, I'm coming in. I don't care. Because she knew my family and, you know, liked me, I think. Like, I felt confident with her and comfortable, but I just, like, I don't know. I hope you guys aren't judging me for being poor and stuff. If you knew about my history, you may even judge me even more. Like, I didn't have an easy life. My life wasn't easy. Which whose life is, I'm not, but there were a lot of obstacles and things that had happened to me and things that I did when I was, before I had kids. Just, yeah, but I don't have a criminal record, if that means anything. But, God, I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to do my lashes, waterline, and lippy off camera, and then I'll show you the finished look and talk to you about the palette. Okay, I'll be right back. So I got really personal. I hope that you don't judge me for that, like, too bad, because it's not really. I'm ashamed, I guess, of I don't know. There's a lot of, I guess, shame and all of that, but I wanted to talk about my piercings, and I don't know, I was thinking about my piercings and like how I have them and I'm confident in them now, and how that had kind of shifted when I was a new mom, and yeah. Anyways, this palette, I like it. I think it's beautiful. The shades this is a first impression. The shades that I did use performed really nicely. I even used the glitter, which I don't necessarily recommend for anybody because it's not eye safe. It's pretty. I like it. I can't complain. This is like my jam. So for the first time getting their bi-monthly palette, which I have a couple palettes by them, but in their bi-monthly club, I'm not unhappy. Oh, you guys, I used a Kaleidos lippy instead of trying their lippy. I should have tried their lippy. Hold on. So I kind of removed a lippy and I'm gonna try theirs. I don't know what color I want to do. Maybe I'll use their gray. This video is pretty long, so sorry about that. Well, the packaging is different than the lippies that I tried. Maybe that's good. Maybe this is better. It smells like nothing. Super opaque. Okay, it applied okay. I will say that, like, it doesn't have a smell, but when I breathe in, it kind of has a chemical taste. I don't know how to explain it, because I don't smell anything, but it does kind of have a plasticky taste. Does that make sense? I will post in the, like, a flash up if I enjoyed how this wore. It is a little tacky as it's drying down. Hopefully the tackiness goes away, but yeah, I'll leave a little tag telling you how it lasts or how I enjoy the formula. I don't have my, I'm not holding my breath. Anyways, the deal is still good, even with the lippies. It's cheaper for the palette this way, I think. Anyways, This video was hard. The palette is great. I like it. I like the way that it performed. Maybe this was like kind of a weird combination of like unboxing and then doing the palette. You can buy this palette individually, by the way, and I will flash up some swatches. But yeah, don't judge me too harshly. I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah. I'm just gonna swatch them and talk, I guess. I don't know. Would you rather just me do the flashes of swatches that I do, or what? By the way, my wrist, so I used to have a Fitbit, and then that Fitbit broke and I got a new one, and the new wristband on this Fitbit like is causing irritation. I need to buy a new wristband. I've never had that happen. I've had multiple Fitbits. Like it seems like every 2 years I have to replace my Fitbit. My skin is not sensitive, so I don't know what the hell is going on with that. Spoiled Lips formula reminds me of, I could be wrong, don't judge me. But it kind of reminds me of a cheaper version of Nomad's formula, minus their shimmers. Nomad's shimmers are far superior, but the matte formula is a very, what's the word? It's very slippery, very kind of a satiny feel to it. Yeah. Does that make sense? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'm crazy. This palette is swatching very nicely. I have a couple, or I had tried a couple of their formulas that had without the lips, and those are a different formula. I like the lips better. Like the formula in the it's nicer. Funny story, Andy Does Stuff was talking to me about the lips, and she thought the lips look like other lips, if you get what I'm saying. Yeah, and then now I can't unsee that. So I kind of giggle every time. Yeah. Yep. Anyways, it swatched nicely. I'm gonna show you my arm, and that is the rest of this video. Hopefully it's not too long, and you enjoyed my story time. It's very personal. Yeah. Okay. Here, let me know if you made it down below by leaving lip emojis in the comments. Okay, hope to see you next time. Bye.